Welcome back to FM Story. We began the last episode on the verge of the sack, and by the end of the episode, it transformed ourselves to a relatively safe position. We're currently in third in the Premier League. We're trailing behind Arsenal and Newcastle, who've both actually got games in hand on us. However, most of the teams around us have played the same number of games. We just about struggled our way into the knockout stages of the Champions League. So we've got the knockout playoff round to come up. We are still in the FA Cup. We made it through to the fifth round where we got what looks like a relatively easy draw inside the Charlton or Plymouth. So we are in a pretty strong position considering where we were at the beginning of December, where we got called in front of the board to explain getting beat by Crystal Palace. So things have improved. Hopefully we can keep them up. There's a couple of days left in the transfer window. We don't have much room budget-wise to do any business, but we'll have a look and see what we can do. And let's just get straight into the action. So we've made it to the middle of the March, and as you can see, we've got a Champions League round of 16 second leg game coming up against Man City. Since the end of the last episode, things have been a bit hit and miss. We ended the last episode after the 3-2 victory over Rangers in the Champions League, which saw us through to the knockout stages. We then followed that up with a 3-3 draw against Fulham, where we were well off pace. We were 1-0 down. We were 3-1 down. And then we got a goal in the 86th minute, and then Rasmus Højlund scored in the 96th minute to level it up for us and get a point. We then went away to Leicester and put in a decent performance. We were 4-0 up comfortably just after the hour. They got a couple of goals back later on, but we were never really in any danger. And that was then followed up with a 3-0 victory against Marseille in the first leg of the knockout playoff round. Again, really controlled the game, created loads of chances and punished them. We then won again at home in the league, this time against West Ham, 2-0. Really got off to a great start and never really gave them a sniff. Then things started to turn a bit. We went away to Marseille in the second leg, and luckily we got the goal just before the hour to level it up at the time at 1-1 on the night. They went on and scored 2, including one in injury time, to end up winning the game 3-1. But we prevailed 4-3 on aggregate, which saw us through to the draw against Man City in the round of 16. We then went away to Middlesbrough in the league and were basically rubbish. Fully deserved to lose, lost 2-1. We then picked a fully rotated team for the FA Cup against Charlton, came away with a 3-1 victory, pretty comfortable. Saw us into the quarter-final of the FA Cup, where we've been drawn against Bournemouth. The quarter-final was what the board was asking for at the start of the season, so we've at least ticked that off. We then followed on from that with a really good performance against Brighton. They weren't really in the game. They managed to get a goal back in injury time, but comfortable 4-1 victory. Then the first leg of the Champions League game against Man City was all over the place. We should have taken the lead earlier than we did. Alvarez was fouled in the box. Bruno Fernandes then hit the bar with his penalty. We then went 1-0 up after 17 minutes, and then they really didn't create an awful lot until Hakimi waltzed into the box and poked it past the keeper, which was a bit galling because Hakimi was someone we tried to sign in January. We had an offer accepted to sign him on loan. We couldn't do it permanently. He then decided to join Man City on a permanent deal, and then it looked like he'd snuffed out our hopes of taking a lead into the second leg, only for Alvaro Fernandes to burst into the box in injury time, have his shot turned behind by the keeper for a corner. He then went and took the corner, swung it over to the back post where Scalvini rose highest to head home to put us 2-1 up and to give us a fighting chance going into the second leg of making it through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And then the most recent game, again, we weren't great. We were 2-0 down in half an hour against Brentford. We levelled it up, but we couldn't create an awful lot in the second half. Coming in with a 2-2 victory, a 2-2 draw. So coming up, we have this second leg against Man City. and then we've also got the FA Cup quarter final against Bournemouth. But just quickly to look at the league situation, we're currently sat in fourth in the league. We've played the same number of games as the teams that are below us. The teams above us have got games in hand, so it looks like fourth might be the highest we can aim for this season. But we are ahead of Man City, we are ahead of Tottenham, we are ahead of Chelsea. Hopefully we can still finish the season strong, although we do have a bit of a stinker of a run in as far as the league's concerned. We do have Tottenham to play, Newcastle to play, Man City to play, Arsenal to play, and we finish up the season with Chelsea at the end at home on the last day. So we did end the last episode before the transfer window had closed. We did do some business in January. We sent a couple of players out on loan. We sold Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the event because he'd agreed a deal to join them in the summer on free transfer. We also sold Christian Eriksen to Everton. It has meant that we've been short of right back. Wan-Bissaka going, why we tried to get Hakimi in on loan. That didn't work out. And then we were left with Diego Dallo. He picked up an injury. Then we were playing Lindelof at right back. He then picked up an injury in the first leg against Man City, which means we've been scrabbling around for someone who can play right back in the 2 games since then. We did do some incoming deals. We did sign Thiago on a loan deal from Liverpool, which will turn into a permanent deal in the summer. And he has been outstanding since we signed him. He's done really well. As far as the league is concerned, he's played 5 games, got 1 goal, 3 assists, 1 player of the match. He's averaging 7.48. Unfortunately, we couldn't squeeze him into the squad for the Champions League. We haven't had much depth up front. We've got Rasmus Højlund. We can potentially play Alvarez or Rashford through there, but they've always been needed somewhere else. So we signed Mark Guihu on loan, on a permanent deal for $2 million from Barcelona. He wasn't someone we signed as a starter. He signed as someone who can come off the bench, who can play in games where, like the FA Cup game against Charlton, where we can play a rotated team. He's done really, really well considering he's got 1 goal in the Champions League, 1 goal in the Premier League, and it just gives us a bit more depth, as well as being one for the future as well. But now we go into a game away at the City, Manchester Stadium. We've got a 1 goal advantage going into the second leg. We have players out, we have players doubtful, we've got players unregistered. Luckily for us, Kevin De Bruyne is out injured for them, but it's going to be a tough ask. So this is the side we picked for the second leg. We've had to go with Lisandro Martinez at right back. He was the one that finished the first leg at right back. Rashford and Dallo failed fitness tests. João Neves is back, but won't last the full game. So we are struggling a bit for depth and for personnel in this game. Hopefully we can put in a similar performance to the one we put in the first leg. Right, Shaw with an early corner for us. They've headed clear as far as Alvarez, Fernandez, Shaw. And how has that got in? It looks like Edison's just palmed it into the back of his own net. Poor corner at the near post, gets headed clear by Haaland. Alvarez to Fernandez, rolls it to Shaw, who hits it first time, and it either moved or Edison basically thrown that into his own net. Grealish free kick for them. Onana comes in flames. And goes short to Antonio Silva, across to Scalvini, and we've just given them prime attacking position. And I don't think that was offside, but that is just dumb. Thankfully it was offside, but what are we doing? I still don't think it was offside. goes long. Shaw wins it over towards Garnacho. Shaw. João Neves lets it go to Højlund, and that is an abysmal finish. Fernandes with a free kick, looking forward. Haaland heads it. Nico down to Garnacho. This is going to be one of those games where we have loads of chances and then don't do anything. That was exactly what we didn't need. Lisandro Martinez getting sent off, but we've put Alvaro Fernandes at right back. And right, we've got a 2-goal advantage on aggregate, but we are down to 10 men. I think we're going to probably under a bit of pressure in the second half. Right, we've adjusted things at half time to hopefully sit a bit stronger in the team. Not let them walk through us. Guardiola, they're always going to be able to find the free man. It's going to be a problem for us. Gordon into the box. And that was a great save by Onana. Corner from Grealish. Got a head on it, and then Fernandes diving headed to clear it. Only goes as far as Hakimi, who then finds Grealish again. Into Haaland. And that's another one that they're going to check, but the fact that he's run away with the ball gives it away that it's not going to be disallowed. Antonio still with a free kick. We are taking time. Into Luke Shaw, back to Silva. Nico over the top. Mason Mount breaking free. Oh! That could have wrapped the tie up. Right, so we've brought some fresh legs on to see if we can hold on here. Hakimi into Haaland. Tackling, but it comes back to Hakimi. Stones. Hakimi again. Into the box. Oh. Into injury time. Can we kill this game off? Yes, we can. So against the run of play. Basically with 9 men behind the ball. And we've managed to come away with a 1-1 draw, 3-2 win on aggregate, and we're through to the quarter-final of the Champions League. So this is the side we're going into the game, the quarter-final against Bournemouth with. We're persisting with Martin as the right back just because no one else fit. We've brought Thiago back into the centre of the field alongside João Neves. Marcus Rashford is past the fitness, doesn't play 45 minutes, so he's going to start on the bench if we need the second half on. We're starting with you up front, on the bench, and hopefully we can put in performance and get through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. They're going with a 4-3-3. Not too much of a change to the current real life team that they've got there. We're going with that 4-2-3-1. Hopefully we get off to a quick start. There's not much happening early on in the game. We've had a lot of the ball. They've got a corner now. Got a head to it, but Kwame out to Clivert. Crosses. Adams back post. He's hit the woodwork. Kwame's turned it home. And I don't think that could possibly be offside. And I don't think we could have started worse. This is a bit like we started the league game against Brentford. We were 2-0 down in under half an hour. And then just had our work out for us. I mean, that was never going to be offside. Don't know why they even bothered checking. Antonio Silva, João Neves, Scalvini to Bruno Fernandes. Look at you who nods it on. Garnacho, can he get there first? He does. And that's leveled it up pretty quickly. their keeper should have easily got to that one first. Scalvini into and plays it forward. You gets his head to it, flicks it on. Keeper should always be the favourite there. Garnacho gets to do it before and puts it through his leg. And that's 1-1. Right, Martin throw. Thiago into you. Forces a save for the keeper. But the keeper is gone for the keeper. Martinez with the header. Solanke and Cliver on the left side. Kirkhead looking for Cliver in the box. And that was far too easy. They're looking for offside again, but I don't think it was. And we're just too easy to get in behind. I mean, it's strange that they've got in behind us so many times so far, yet Man City struggle. Did it hit the other player? Is that why it was offside? Goal kick for them was long. We've won the header. Bruno Fernandes looking to the Garnacho 3, but it was a poor ball. Neto gets it clear this time. Oscan, who's come on for Martinez, wins the header. It goes straight back to them. They are by far the better team in the game. Alvarez to João Neves. Thiago into Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho. And the defender got enough of the ball to divert it to the keeper. Aaron throw for them. Solanke loses out to Shaw, who then gives it away. Stupid. Getting back to tackle. Cliver with. How did he have so much time to turn on that ball? It's rolled into him, and all of our players went the opposite direction away from him. I mean, there's 3 of them close to him here. Rolled into him. Everyone just leaves him a massive bit of space. It did take deflection, but abysmal. Right, we made 2 changes down the left-hand side. Shaw was knackered, so we brought him off, brought Fernandes on. We brought Rashford on for Alvarez. Of course, we need to do something if we want to stay in the FA Cup. Scalvini to Oscan. He loses out with Thiago, finds João Neves into Mount in the box. And we've got a corner. Fernandes to take. Headed clear at the near post. Mount nods it down to Thiago, who loses out to Cliver. They've punted it long, and another attack comes to nothing. Fernandes to Neves. Mount goes down the outside. All the way back to Rashford. Pushing the edge of the box. And that's a poor effort. We need to do something to get an equaliser. We've been so bad. Fernandes to Rashford. Nico. Rashford back to Thiago. Antonio Silva. Long to Rashford. Squares it. Squares it. Mount scores. And we've levelled it up. Lovely ball by Antonio Silva out to the left-hand side. Rashford. He pulls it along the goal line to who somehow manages to backheel it into Mason Mount, who beats the keeper. Now can we snatch a winner before the end of the game? Into injury time. Probably just going to peter out here. Right, and that's the end of normal time. It's just going into extra time. I mean, based on all the match stats, we should be in front, but we've not been good enough. Right, so we made 1 change. We've brought on Rasmus Højlund for Mark EU. Hopefully, a bit of freshness up top. Can see us snatch a goal, but nothing really is happening in extra time here apart from a couple of bookings. Oscan to Mount into Garnacho in the box, squares it. Rashford's shot's blocked. And there we have it, half time in extra time. Nothing really. I mean, we probably had the only chance there by the looks of that. And 15 more minutes to stop it from going to penalty. Again, not much happening in the rest of extra time here. It looks like it's shooing for penalties, and it is. Sending up for penalty here. Rashford up first. Lovely goal. Billing up for Bournemouth. Another decent penalty. Garnacho next up for us. And that was poor. We need Onana to step up big here. Sent him the wrong way though. And Bournemouth are well in control. We desperately need Mason Mount to go here if we're going to have a chance, I think. Got a bit of pressure on them. Keeper didn't even move. Wilson stepping up against Onana. Antonio Silva needs to score here. Right, now Onana needs to step up and be a hero. Dennis off for them. That was such a bad penalty that Onana nearly walked past it. Thiago with our last penalty of the first five. Straight down the middle. And now all the pressure is on the Bournemouth player. All the pressure is on Tavernier stepping up. Can he beat Onana and take us into sudden death? Or will we be in the semi-final? Sends Onana the wrong way. And now it's sudden death. And the rest of our penalty takers were very ropey, so we may be in a bit of bother here. Højlund to step up first. Powers it into the top corner. And as long as we can keep scoring to put the pressure on their taker. Scott, step up next. Onana saves it. And somehow we've survived this quarter-final. We've been nowhere near our best, but we've made it through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. We need to be so much better than that if we're going to finish in the top four, if we're going to make it to the final of the FA Cup, if we're going to get any further at all in the Champions League. And there we have it, the end of another episode. And things have certainly turned a corner from where we were in the beginning of December, where it looked like we were about to get sacked. We are sitting fourth in the league table. It's going to be a tough battle to the end of the season to see if we finish the Champions League spot. We're through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, where we've been drawn against Real Madrid. We're in the semi-final of the FA Cup, where we've been drawn against Crystal Palace. The other semi-final is Aston Villa and West Ham. So you've got to say we should be in with a decent chance of picking the trophy, hopefully. But overall, things are going well. Join us in the next episode to see the end of Season 2, see how we get on in the Champions League, see if we can manage to somehow pick up that FA Cup, and see if we can finish in the Champions League spots again. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.